All right, hello and welcome. This is my session number 33 out of 36 from my RBM stage one breathwork facilitator training. So I am nearly finished this first portion of the training and I'm not 100% sure what the next portion looks like, but I'm really excited to go there. I've only got a few breathes left. I think I've got one more group breathe and then two breathes for, self breathes. So yeah, that's the end of the first chapter. We're nearly there. Um, so my intention from last week and how my week went last week. So my intention from last week was I intend to be in equal partnership with my partner and parent and relationship together. I intend for our family connection to grow stronger, to have presence and meaningful connection, and to create more time and space for myself. This particular week, I remember feeling um just really drained, really tired, really lethargic. Um the day before and the day of my breathe. Like my muscles are really sore, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. There's something happening here. Like, is this moon related or is this just me? Am I starting to get sick? I don't feel sick, but I have that muscle soreness. So it was like a um, really odd kind of feeling really sore and fatigued. Um, on Tuesday, the day of my breathe. Um, also had the week just felt like it went so fast. In relation to my intention, I had one of my brothers reach out and extend an invitation to um like a Christmas New Year holiday getaway with them, which is nice. It's the first time we've been offered an invitation. He usually goes with one of my other brothers and then they just, do their thing together. But earlier this year, we went to Echuca and they were also in Echuca. We didn't know they were going to be in Echuca, but, we wanted to go there and visit some family. So it was nice to get that invitation. And yeah, which obviously ties into the family connection. Um, there's also been opportunity for Um, lots of conversations around my partner being present and him needing to be present. And, again, if he wants our kids to do certain things, he needs to be there. He finally brought home some wood for Ben to do some woodwork. Um, and again, he is the clumsiest person ever. And he was, in the shed using the saw. I'm like, you need to go and make sure he's not going to chop his fingers off. Like, you don't have to do the work, but you need to be there and offer the supervision and the ideas and the support, and so I think there has been some change. And as I said, there's opportunities for those conversations. And it doesn't feel forced. It feels really natural to have those conversations. And, you know, whilst he might not want to admit this, in these conversations, you can see his eyes get, glassy, and it's bringing up emotion within him too. So, it's been good to feel like there's been some forward momentum in that space. Um, I really wanted to stick with this intention as well. I really wanted to stick with it. But I kind of didn't really know. I wanted to stick with it but alter it. I didn't really quite know before intention setting what I wanted it to look like. So my my intention for this week is I intend to strengthen the family bond to create fulfillment and connection. Um, and this breathe was again really, really physical. It was really physical. I didn't wake up early this time. I went through the entire 90 minutes, but it was a physically uncomfortable breathe. Like even from just laying down, it was uncomfortable. Like the floor felt really hard underneath me, and it felt hard and uncomfortable to lay on the floor. And I felt really unsupported there. Uh, I felt unsupported. I felt disconnected. I felt uncomfortable. It felt really forced, and the whole thing felt exhausting. And it took me the entire 90 minutes for my body to soften and relax into the breathe. So I went through feeling this way for a lot of it. Um, and yeah, it felt really forced and it was so exhausting. For the forcing was what was exhausting. Um, I kept getting these really sharp pains down my back, and I was conscious and present with my breath the entire time. Conscious and present with my breath the entire time, and I just was breathing with all of the discomfort and the pain that I was experiencing this breathe. But yeah, I was getting these really sharp pains parallel to my spine, running from my mid back all the way down into my lower back and into my hips, my glutes on both sides. My body was really heavy. It felt really heavy and it felt really tired. Um, I could feel my tongue like sitting right at the back of my throat down here. Um, and that was uncomfortable. My neck felt really uncomfortable. I'd had some neck pain in the days leading up into it. My jaw felt really tight. And I spent most of this breathe with these sensations. Um, I actually, at one point, I was thinking about my intention to strengthen the family bond, to create fulfillment and connection. And I was really questioning my intention, and I was questioning like, is this just what I want? Do other people want this too? Like, is it just me who wants this? And is it selfish for me to want this? Am I being incredibly selfish to want my family to to have a connection? Um, and I kind of just sat with that for a little bit, really, is it selfish for me to want this? Um, I um I had this moment too. Um, my throat felt really tight and my chest felt really tight. And it kind of reminded me of having an asthma attack. It reminded me of what it felt like when I was a kid having asthma. But because I was able to be so conscious with my breath and so present with myself and my breath, I didn't experience the panic and the shortness of breath that I would have had it been like an asthma attack. I was still fully able to breathe deeply, but that tightness is what I felt. Um, yeah, without the panic, without the restriction of breath, but I just felt that tightness. And I was just breathing with that. Um, when that finished, my jaw tension kind of eased. Um, my tongue relaxed. It wasn't like sitting down here. It was just nice and relaxed in my mouth. And with all of these physical shifts, like my ears popped and there was a release in my jaw and in my ears and in my sinus with this. Um, and I felt an ease of pain in my neck as well. Like I was able to really kind of rotate my neck and loosen. It felt loose, it felt free, and just, yeah, move my neck from side to side. And, all of these things happened really slowly and gradually. Um, but yeah, I remember, I was just really moving, rotating my head from side to side. And I could feel with each rotation, like I was able to bring it further and get more range of movement in my neck. And the pain was kind of gone. But throughout my breathe, there was a lot of really kind of subtle sensations, a lot of um, really subtle vibrations and um, throughout my body, not specifically in one area, um, all the way, including the top of my head, and really kind of really kind of after that point where I questioned my intention, I questioned whether I was being selfish. This is when most of it really began to shift for me. This is when my body began to, release and relax and slowly kind of, I felt myself softening into the floor and not feeling disconnected from the floor, but feeling like I was, just softening and melting into the floor and just becoming more comfortable. So yeah, that was my breathe. And one of the things I noticed at the end, going through the debrief at the end, that I didn't pick up straight away was that like I felt so much more energized and I felt so much more like myself. Whereas prior to the breath work, I was really heavy, really lethargic. My body ached. I was tired. Um, and so obviously that was just like my body preparing me for the breathe. Because I just felt so much more like myself afterwards, physically, energetically. I felt like myself. Um, and there was one really interesting thing that Jess said to me, Jess being the practitioner, um, running the session. And she said, in physical sessions like that, you often see a lot of shifts in life. And I'm, yeah, I'm so super, super curious to see what happens now. Um, Again, since Tuesday, there's been more open conversation um, between my partner and myself, and I guess within myself too, just feeling a little bit more playful with my kids and a little bit more playful with myself. And and by playful I mean going and annoying them all, which is fun for my amusement. But they don't think it's annoying. I think they enjoy it too. But yeah, I'm really always really curious to see what comes from the breathes and from the intentions. And on a positive note too, with our build, we got consent from the neighbors. So the only thing we're waiting for now is for the VBA to approve, and then we can get the permit. So I'm also, yeah, excited to see some movement happening in that space too. So that's the breathe for this week. And yeah, I've got one more group breathe, two self breathes, and I think that's the end of this stage, this space. So yeah, totally excited, stoked to see what comes next. So anyway, as usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and yeah, I hope you're loving the journeying along with me. Anyway, bye for now.